Hey guys, welcome to Acrisure Stadium. He's Greg Macafee, he's Chris Halicke, I'm Dejan Kovacevic. We're from DK Pittsburgh Sports. We cover a team that's 10-3. We cover a team that's alone atop the AFC North, and we cover a team that's positioning itself to be one of the conference's, contenders. I mean, we can start saying things like this now, right?
I mean, 2-game lead in the AFC North with 4 games left.
Yeah.
All they need to win the division is to win in Baltimore. They can lose the other 3, and they've automatically got the division at that point. But then you're talking, they're at a point now where it shouldn't just be about the division. It should also be about, okay, well, what if Buffalo loses a game? What if they beat Kansas City on Christmas?
Yeah. If you can't win a playoff game in 8 years, you might as well get a bye past it, right? No, really. I mean, did you get the sense downstairs that this is a group that's now saying, hey, we're here?
No, I think the confidence is building. I think the one thing that it stems from, and we've kind of seen it throughout the years, that they're playing complementary football. They're succeeding on all 3 phases of the game: special teams, defense, offense. They put up 27 points tonight, but the offense looked rough early. Defense was able to kind of support them with a couple turnovers, and then Ben Skoranek comes through with the fumble recovery.
See, I'll have none of this Ben Skoranek. That was all Corliss Waitman. I am team Corliss Waitman here. I've been team Corliss Waitman since week 3 when he showed up and made everybody respectfully here forget Cameron Johnston, who looked like he was going to be a star.
Yeah.
Okay? And you have Waitman. Can we just do the punt?
Well, let's talk about the punt.
The punt No, but the whole thing is great.
Yeah.
Because Waitman has a guy coming, okay, from this side. I just asked him about it downstairs, and he said, really? And he goes, I had just blocked that out. And I go, it was obvious you blocked that out because he never broke stride, nothing. He went all the way into that kick. The thing goes, how many zillions of yards?
It was a 53-yard punt.
53 yards on the fly. Yeah. All right.
And that wasn't the only good one.
No, but stick with me on this, right? So he said, so the ball's in the air, and Skoranek's going after it. And Skoranek told Waitman, I practice and I play as if every ball is going to get dropped. Mm-hmm. Now, we've heard that from him before because he's recovered it before. All right, so Skoranek's going down there. So now, poor Cleveland dude, I don't even know his name. Poor Cleveland dude is back there. He wants nothing to do with that kick. Nope. He wants nothing to do with the guy pursuing them. What happens?
It's a muff punt.
He muffs.
It's a muff punt.
I said to Corliss, I said, if he's fielding that thing 1,000 times in warm-ups, he catches it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I mean, that's, I think, one thing that we don't talk about enough, and I feel like we've talked about it quite a bit, is the special teams factor with this team.
Yeah.
We talk about quarterback play, talk about offense, and the defense needs to clean this up. Chris Boswell is the best kicker in the league right now. You see what happens when you play a team that doesn't have a good kicker, because he missed 2 field goals today. And then whenever you have potential splash plays on special teams, it matters.
Boz instant win. That goalpost right down there, I don't know if you can make it out through there on the camera, but those red little flags that were on there, when Boz was kicking that, Chris pointed out to me in the press box, he goes, they're going straight ahead.
Yep.
Boz was kicking right into that. 57-yarder.
I was leaning like this as I was watching that go over the field the most.
Yeah. Now, the special teams being a threat messes you up all through the week. Mm-hmm. And if you're a team that's already faced the Steelers, as the Browns had, it might be even doubly so, because you're like, these guys, they just get after it.
Yeah, they do. And again, I think that's just one of the things that we can really take away from this team being 10-3 is that they are really, really good in all 3 phases of the game.
Mm-hmm. And they behave like it too, don't they?
100%. There was 4 players that spoke, or 3 players and a coach tonight that spoke down at the podium. 3 of the 4 mentioned complementary football and how it lifts up each player on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, all you have to see, I mean, since this is now officially the Corliss Waitman episode, postgame here, but Waitman, he has the kick, right? Okay, so he goes, I don't know how much of this they show on TV. I'm sorry. We're just sharing what we see here, right? Waitman goes sprinting down the field, like as if there was still something to do. And he gets down there, and Peyton Wilson, by that point, had turned around and was sprinting back at him like this was like, you're waiting for the piano and the violins, right? And they do this giant leap into each other. TJ Watt is waiting for Waitman.
Yeah.
to come off the field, the sideline, just to give him a whatever. That's 53 guys, fellas.
Yeah.
That's 53. That's special.
Yeah, it's from top to bottom, and it's what's led to the success so far through the beginning or through the 13 games.
Now, what about the offense without George Pickens? I liked a lot of the intangibles that I heard downstairs.
Yeah.
Guys saying that, George talked to them before the game and told them, what's up, and here's this and that. And I was joking with Scotty Miller that I said, did George give you all his deep routes? But actually, he got a deep route. But anyway, it didn't connect, but what the heck. Anyway, the wide receivers and, of course, Pat Fryermuth stepped up.
Yeah, they did, and it was definitely a slow start. They got off to a miserable start. It was painful to watch at times. They weren't able to really do anything. They weren't running the ball effectively. There were a couple big Najee runs, but it just wasn't. It was clunky. It was just there was no flow to it whatsoever. But they made adjustments yet again. Went out, started off the second half with two touchdown drives. It was just. Once again, you're seeing this team. You want to see them get off to a faster start.
They just don't.
They don't.
I mean, what do you? There's our cogent analysis of that. Well, why don't they? Why can't they? I don't know. They just don't.
But they still put up 27 points.
Mike Tomlin. I'm sure you were in the room with Tomlin.
Yeah.
We weren't. What did he have to say as it related to the start?
He spoke about obviously there's been this conversation throughout the year about how they need a wide receiver too, and how it's going to plague them at some point throughout the season. But throughout the first 13 games of the year, they know what they've had in the locker room, and these guys are proving it. And I think they came up. And
that's actually great that he mentioned that, because let's just say that in certain ways that came up among these players too. I'm not going to say who, but one of them was joking with me. What if this game had been week 2? And everybody could have basically thought a lot more of us than what they thought of us, I'm sure, this morning when they found out that George wasn't going to be there. Defensively, also kind of an odd game. You thought they were really going to get after it early with that TFL that TJ Watt had immediately. Alex Highsmith had an impact. Jameis did some Jameis things down there.
Both the good and the bad, depending on your perspective.
He did the good and the bad. But what struck me more than anything else, Chris, I mentioned this to you a few times during the game. Brown's got nothing on the ground. Nothing. And that's the best the Steelers' run defense has looked all season.
That's the way to beat this Cleveland team, is to take their ability to run the football away. And that is even going, like, they were able to even stop the run, even though they couldn't tackle Jerome Ford. I don't know how many broken tackles he had in this game.
They got him eventually, but yeah.
But the way to beat Cleveland is to make Jameis Winston beat you. Make him be a drop back passer. Now, he still made some plays every now and then, but he also had a couple of throws that you just can't throw in the NFL. When you throw an interception to Keanu Benton that wasn't tipped up in the air,
that's tough.
Yeah.
The last one I thought was the one to James Pierre, where you just go, no, man. No, you almost, because he's such a great dude.
Yeah.
Like, you can say that now that the game's over, but Jameis is one of the great people in the National Football League. But that team, man,
3-10.
They're 3-10. They stink. I've been saying that all season, and I get this blowback from some people. You're jinxing. No, man, they just stink. It's math.
Giving your honest opinion right there.
And the other thing is, when you send out a field goal kicker like that, that's stuff that teams stink. They do that. You're missing chip shots, whatever, when the game is still tight. It just sucks the life out of you if you're on that side,
Especially when you miss 2 in a game. I mean, that's the second straight home game for the Steelers that a field goal kicker has missed 2 field goal kicks.
And you know what's going to happen, too? They're going to fire Kevin Stefanski, and they're going to, but unfortunately, for our purposes, it won't be after a Steelers game the way it usually is. They usually, they don't wait 5 minutes. Steelers out of the building? All right, you're fired.
Yeah.
But in Stefanski's case, I mean, I'd like to think there's something good about that guy.
Yeah,
we've seen him do some.
He's a 2-time coach of the year. He's,
and they're going to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's it's Cleveland,
which is great,
it's
man. It's great. Go ahead, while you're at it, go ahead and build an indoor stadium that looks like a Walmart distribution center out in the suburbs
with Deshaun Watson as the quarterback.
With Deshaun Watson as your quarterback, right? And while you're still paying him $78 million next year. Yeah, you can tell we're really distraught about this. So, I don't know, guys. 10-3 is 10-3.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to quibble about this or that or whatever, but it's 10-3.
It's 10-3. The gauntlet starts though. Like
Yeah.
this is the 3-game stretch coming up that we've been talking about.
We have, but this was supposed to be part of the gauntlet. I'm not letting you off the hook there, okay?
No,
Cleveland was supposed to be gauntlet territory, okay? And the Steelers, to their credit, are the ones that changed that narrative, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, they came out and dominated. I mean, it was, we were talking, I believe it was Deshaun Elliott, in the matter of fact of how much of this was a bounce back game after losing to them in Cleveland, or if it was just a kind of, getting back onto the saddle a little bit. He was like, no, this is just fixing the mistakes we made. We knew we were the better team in Cleveland. We just made a lot of mistakes that we normally don't make, and it was just fixing those errors tonight.
Thanks for watching, guys. There's 5 more?
4 more.
4 more. Well, see, I was including playoffs. See?